I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Discover the #1 movie everyone is talking about, The Good Son, a frightening portrait of evil. Macaulay Culkin plays the bad seed to perfection.
What makes people evil?
I don't believe in evil.
You should.
A chilling roller coaster of terror, loaded with tension and suspense, with a heart-pounding edge-of-your-seat climax. A great thriller.
If I let you go, you think you could fly?
The Good Son, rated R, now playing at theaters everywhere.
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. This is another request, this time from my good friend Mike, OCB Communications. If anyone wants to send in a paid request, you could send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. It could be for review, movie topic, reaction, or pretty much any type of video. But The Good Son is the request for today, and I've always liked this film. It's directed by Joseph Ruben, who did The Stepfather and Sleeping with the Enemy, and the original Stepfather with Terry O'Quinn, not the shitty remake. And it stars Macaulay Culkin and Elijah Wood. Now, Macaulay Culkin at this point, he was fairly successful because of Home Alone, and from what I understand, Macaulay Culkin's father pretty much pushed and forced the makers of the movie to cast Macaulay Culkin and said, hey, if you don't let him do this, he doesn't do Home Alone 2. And of course, they really wanted Home Alone 2, so they have him the stars of this. Which, at the time, I guess backfired because people were so used to seeing Macaulay Culkin as the Home Alone kid, so they didn't buy him as a scary presence. They didn't take him serious at all, and that seems to be one of the big things with the detractors of the film, is they don't buy Macaulay Culkin as this psycho. But watching the film, I mean, even when I first saw it back then, but watching now, I thought Macaulay Culkin does a good job. I actually thought the dead-eyed sort of coolness, calmness worked for Macaulay Culkin, because he has the face of an angel, but he's a manipulative little fuck. You know, there's a part where Elijah Wood's character is called Mark, and they're in a treehouse, and Elijah Wood is climbing down, and Macaulay looks at him and goes, hey Mark, don't fuck with me. And I bought it. Maybe because that interesting difference of, seems like the perfect kid, but like films a la The Bad Seed, you shit out of luck if you think he's a good kid, because he's a piece of shit. And I thought Elijah Wood did a good job. I like Elijah Wood. The more I see interviews with this guy, the more I enjoy him. He's a big fan of horror films. I mean, he starred in the Maniac remake, which was actually a pretty good remake. Yeah, he's definitely a fan of films in general. Like, you see There's this thing called movie fights. Like if you type in movie fights Elijah Wood, he's been on a few of them. He's pretty entertaining on those. There's one he did with Kevin Smith, and there's ones he did with others. Again, they're called movie fights. And also just as an actor, I enjoyed him in The Faculty. I enjoyed him in this movie. I enjoyed him in, like I said, Maniac. Yes, I like Cooties. I'm one of the few. But he does a good job here too. I thought, it's funny, you got Home Alone and Frodo versus each other. And I thought Elijah Wood really captured a sense of vulnerability, but at the same time, he wasn't a complete pushover either. It was easy to root for him because at the beginning his mom dies, and then his dad's on a business trip. His dad's played by David Morse, who usually I see him as a villain in films like Disturbia. But here, he's a decent dad, but he's on a business trip, so Elijah Wood has to stay with his aunt and his cousins, and one of them happens to be Macaulay Culkin. And of course, Elijah Wood notices some weird shit happening. For example, Macaulay's character has this big fucking crossbow that almost hits a cat, but the sight is wrong, and later on does hit this dog. Granted, the dog was a piece of shit, but the kid's a piece of shit too. Or he has this fucking dummy called Mr. Highway, and he drops the fucking thing off the top into the highway, cause a big car crash. And on a side note, can I just say something about Siskel and Ebert? I respect the guys, may they rest in peace, but sometimes Siskel and Ebert, hey, people say I'm full of shit, fine. If that's the case, then I can say these guys are full of shit from time to time. And some of the bullshit rationalizations they have when I watch their clip on this movie is ridiculous. Well, that's ridiculous. They just dropped this thing. Everyone would have seen them. Number one, how many fucking people in this day and age are going to look up and assume that two little kids are there? Number two, the two little kids are so fucking short, you probably see the top of their heads. Number three, this is 1993. It's not like nowadays there's 85 fucking cameras on every highway. And then they go, this is not appropriate for children. No fucking shit, it's rated R. A rated R film is not appropriate for children. Wow, I never would have fucking thought that. I thought children would have gotten in to see films like fucking Showgirls. Maybe that's appropriate for them. What? It's not? I'm shocked. What else isn't appropriate for kids? Aliens? Well, it's only rated R. The dude says it's not appropriate for kids. No shit, it's rated fucking R. Just because a film stars little kids doesn't mean it's meant just for little kids. For fuck's sake. Sometimes I just don't get it, but these are guys that made a living off this. I'm fucking jealous. But it's still, I mean, rest in peace to those guys. I just, sometimes I go, what the fuck? Just like many times when people watch my videos, they go, what the fuck? So, we're all in a world of what the fuck. And the world keeps on fucking turning. But yeah, I like Macaulay Culkin. I like Elijah Wood. I thought you really felt Elijah Wood's plight. Because, of course, the parents are not going to believe Elijah Wood because Elijah Wood isn't their kid. Macaulay Culkin is their kid. Now, I do wonder how Macaulay Culkin's character acted before Elijah Wood came by, because the sister of Macaulay Culkin's character seems perfectly fine with him. Like, she didn't notice anything weird. Like, was Macaulay Culkin ever tormenting her before this? Was ever fucking with her before this? Based on the film, it seems like he only started after Elijah Wood got there. But I mean, there's a lot of scenes that stand out. There's a scene was in all the marketing where Macaulay's holding Elijah, hanging off the tree house, and goes, "If I let you go, you think you could fly? I don't think you fly, Bobby." Or there's a scene which is pretty risky when you think about it. Elijah threatens Macaulay Culkin with a fucking knife to the neck. That's not something you would typically see in movies nowadays, let alone back then. So the fact that you have this almost little psychological war between these two little kids, where one is suffering through the death of his mom, so wants to protect this new family, and particularly this new, at least surrogate mom for a little bit, and then this evil little dick of a kid played with Macaulay Culkin. Again, that's not a typical thing. Usually it's a parent that thinks the kid is horrible, but not a lot where it's another child who thinks the other child is horrible. And it kind of makes it work better as a film, because as an adult, you go, okay, they're an adult, they're much bigger, they're much taller, they have much more control, so it would be much easier for them to get this situation worked out compared to a little kid, because he's got the same body build, probably both around the same age, and because he's a kid, people are like, oh, well, yeah, you know what, we don't believe him, he's just a child, he's not even our kid. And then the fact of detailing the death of his mom, they go, well, yeah, he's losing it because he's trying to deal with the death of his mom, and then Macaulay Culkin's character manipulates that even further for his own gains. Yeah, Macaulay starts doing more evil shit, drops his sister into the fucking ice and tries to save her, but then just sort of sits there. And then the mom finally starts... I know some critics go, well, the parents are really stupid, how could they not notice anything? Trust me, parents at times can be really fucking stupid. But at the same time, I get that complaint, because there's other movies that I looked at and I'm like, no, these parents are too stupid. I mean, that's how people view the parents in this movie, of Macaulay Culkin's character. But to me, I'm like, I kind of get it. I thought Joseph Ruben actually did a pretty decent job directing it. I don't think the script was too bad on that front, at least to me. Because again, with establishing Elijah Wood's character, that they think maybe he's got a unsteady state of mind because of the death of his mom. And then again, how manipulative Macaulay Culkin's character happens to be. And then the ending is a real cliffhanger, pun intended. Spoiler alert, if you've never seen The Good Son, spoiler alert on the ending. Spoiler, spoiler, spoiler starting now. Again, a very risky, ballsy idea when you think about it. You have a mom holding the two kids after Macaulay Culkin tried to kill her, tried to kill his own mom, and then Elijah Wood saves her, and then both kids are hanging, and the mom's grabbing both of them, and she has to choose between Elijah Wood, that's not her kid, not her son, but is a good kid, or her own flesh and blood, but an evil twerp. And again, Macaulay Culkin's character is such a manipulative asshole where he just tried to kill his mom 5 minutes before, but then goes, Mom, I love you. Mom. But is saying in such an unemotional state that it's just like, okay, he doesn't really mean it. He's just saying it to save his own skin. And just that choice. And of course, chooses Elijah Wood. Macaulay Culkin dies. And then you have that bit of dialogue or narration saying, like Elijah Wood talked about, sometimes I wonder if she had a second chance, if she would still choose me. But I'm never going to ask that question to her. And it's a pretty ballsy, interesting ending for this type. I mean, a lot more satisfying than, say, the ending of The Omen or some other bullshit. I just bet you that because that's another killer kid type of movie. And again, it kind of makes you wonder after the film what's going to happen. Like, how's the mom going to explain to her husband, oh yeah, is she going to tell the truth, or is she going to make some shit up? I mean, is she going to tell the truth to her husband? Yeah, I had a choice and I chose not our son. What can I say? He's a dick. Or is she going to lie? Well, he fell off a cliff. He was playing around the cliff and he fell. And it kind of makes me wonder, like, what did she do? Did she tell the truth? Would people, I mean, I just wonder if the husband is going to buy it or be like, we're divorced, fuck off. But yeah, I like the film. I do like The Good Son. I think it's effective in what it was trying to do. Showcase evil and this angelic kid face. And yeah, I thought Macaulay Culkin pulled it off. I didn't think it was laughable like critics said back in the day. I wasn't creeped out or scared, but movies rarely do that for me, honestly. I mean, more movies will creep me out than scare, but movies don't really scare me, so as a horror film, I guess I wouldn't say it's that effective, but as a film in general of showcasing two talented child actors playing off each other, and this game of manipulation and, you know, a take on The Bad Seed or other films of that nature. Again, it has a ballsy ending, has an interesting, I mean, you killed the Home Alone kid, so it's like, hey, Harry and Marv, probably their favorite scene in the movie, watching Kevin McAllister go, ah. Maybe it's Joe Pesci, Daniel Stern's favorite scene, I don't know, in real life. Yeah, I don't know, but definitely Marv and Harry's characters from Home Alone be their favorite scene. They probably watch it and repeat. Ah. Well, I have a feeling someone's done that edit where it's Home Alone 3. And that's actually one of the jokes if you watch it, like the trailer of The Good Son. It's like, now, he ain't gonna be in Home Alone 3. Or they go, so that's why Macaulay Culkin ain't in Home Alone 3. This is a lot fucking better than Home Alone 3, I'll say that. But there's a joke you just, yeah. Oh, no wonder he's not in Home Alone 3. Because of this, you know. He died. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Like I said, The Good Son, I think, is a pretty decent flick. So, see you guys later. Bye-bye.